last season, obviously, I don't think went the way that you wanted it to go from a win-loss perspective. But I think back to a lot of places, even when we were at Penn State. I mean, some of those early years there, we lost to Temple.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
There were some days there where you got to kind of go through some shit to get it back right, to get it on the right track. I was listening to Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame. He did an interview, and he was on some podcast, and he was saying that, in year one, they struggled. He said everyone was saying, trust the process, trust the process. He's like, screw that. We got to fix the process. Like, how do we get better? And that's what I wanted to ask you is, what did you learn about yourself or yourself as a head coach during that year of the ups and downs and, that ended with the win against Liberty? But what did you learn, that said, hey, we maybe need to tweak this a little bit?
Yeah. I think for me, being more proactive with things with our team and our staff, things that, rather than, okay, here's the issue, right? We're not overcoming adversity quick enough in a game.
Yeah.
We get in a tank. It takes us a quarter and a half to realize we can still win this thing. Well, we got to coach that ahead of time.
Yeah.
We got to put them in those situations. We got to talk through it. We got to show examples. We got to make sure that when that happens in week one, if it does, that we don't go in the hole, right?
Yeah.
We're able to know right away. We already know we're built that. And so having some foresight on some things, for me that way, I think will allow us to be better equipped to handle the things that a season throws at you.
Real quick, I don't know about you guys, but I've never liked the shaving process. Until now. Our sponsor, Manscaped, has completely changed the game for me. Because of their Performance Package 4.0, my face and my body is hair-free and has never felt better. I now feel my best whether I'm shooting a podcast or hitting the pool. I love Manscaped, and now you can level up your shaving game by going to manscaped.com and using my code ADAMB for 20% off and free shipping. Manscaped.com, code ADAMB for 20% off and free shipping.
And I think the ability to have honest, good conversations about where the weaknesses and the struggles are, right? We don't beat around the bush. Let's go. We got to get this fixed. I mean, instead of taking 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get there, let's get there.
Yeah.
And then we got a chance to get it fixed, in a more timely fashion. So, and again, all these things, I think, Adam, it's, you got to have the people around you that you can do that with. And, that's one of the reasons I just think James and I were a really good team that way.
Yeah.
And he knew that when I went down the hallway, everything that he wanted and believed in, I was going to reinforce.
Yeah.
And I think I've got a group of men and women here that are doing the same.
I'm curious to hear from your perspective, what was the biggest challenge between being a head coach and calling the plays on defense? And was it, I mean, you actually just said it was a challenge and you passed off play calling duties. What is that like, trying to navigate calling the defense and then also dealing with clock management? When are we using our timeouts?
Yeah.
Are we going forward on fourth down? Like, all that kind of stuff.
I think you got to have some good people to help you, navigate that while it's happening. And we did a pretty good job in most areas. But, number one, it's tough to either walk out of that defensive staff room and the practice film's rolling or the game film or it's tough to go down the hallway and walk by that room and know that there's things in there you want to. I mean, I love doing that, right? Yeah. I mean, I love personnel conversations and, drawing up the blitzes and fixing problems we had. I love that. But the time that's required to be the head coach that I want to be, I got to be at my desk more.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy we did it the way we did it. I think the investment, obviously a big reason that I got the opportunity at Virginia Tech was the defense that we've played, at different points in my career. And so it was important to me that the investment and the foundation laid in that room had, my thumbprint on it.
Yeah.
And I trust those guys, and I've got good coaches in there. And obviously Chris Marv was a captain for me at Vanderbilt, and Sean Quinn's been with me multiple stops now. Derek Jones and I have coached together, and J.C. Price was here as an All-American when I was coaching the first time. We led the nation in sacks and had a great defense. I mean, Pearson Prelo was here when I was coaching and part of championships here, and part of great defenses, and those guys came up under Bud as well, and
Yeah.
Coach Beamer. So, there's a lot of like-minded individuals in there that not just from a personal standpoint, but structurally and philosophically and how you play great defense.
Yeah.